Today I have with me Steph Wicker from Simply Kids. Hi Steph.
Hey, happy to be here.
I'm so excited to have Steph here because we always get chatting on some of the most interesting topics, and today what we've been discussing is around learning a new skill. So to frame it a little bit, recently I've been practicing with getting my little one on board in terms of cooperating at bedtime and mealtime. So, you know, she's been running to the fridge a million times a day, I'm sure, out of boredom. That's a whole other thing. And also the negotiations at bedtime. But I've noticed when I've been explaining to her that, you know, your bedtime is 7:30, it is now 8 o'clock, we need to get to bed, she's quite curious and interested in about learning when it comes to telling the time. So my question to Steph is, you know, what do I do? Do I get clocks around the house? Do I, you know, start to make it really easy for her so that she can recognize it herself? And Steph has some really great tips on how you can introduce something new like this.
Yeah. Well, first off, I love that you're taking something that she's already interested in and using it to learn something new. So that's such an exciting place to start, because that means that she's already motivated.
Yes.
Half the work is done, right? So now it's just, okay, what can we put into place so we know that she's actually going to learn as quickly and as effectively as possible?
Yes.
So the way that I like to look at this, and you can use this with any new skill that you are teaching your child, is these 4 key things. If you have these 4 key things considered in all of your lessons, then your child is going to learn quickly and they're going to thrive.
Yeah.
The first thing is to make it obvious.
Yes.
So this is like, I'm stating the obvious here, right? Right. Make it obvious.
So is this like a big clock or?
Yeah, well, actually, it could be.
Okay.
All right, so if you want to teach your child how to tell the time,
Yep.
right? So we're using her interest to introduce a new lesson around the house. And let's say that it's telling the time on the clock. In that case, let's get some clocks and let's put them at eye level on different walls in different rooms, so she simply has more exposure to the lesson that you're intending. So make it obvious. Not only is it obvious for her, it's in her face all the time. There's clocks everywhere. She couldn't possibly not learn about them, right? But it's also a good reminder for you.
Yes.
Oh, that's right.
We're
learning to tell time. That's
Okay.
what we're working on. So it keeps you also engaged, and it reminds you of what your target is and what you're trying to teach. So that's the first big thing, is to make it obvious. The second thing is to make it easy.
Okay.
We want it to be as easy as possible for them to be successful. The harder it is, the more they're going to disengage and resist it.
Right.
So we want it to be easy. And I guess when it comes to telling the time, that would be use age-appropriate clocks, right?
Yeah.
So
I think they make kids clocks which help them tell the time.
They certainly do. So rather than using a clock that doesn't have any numbers on it, maybe it's beautiful from IKEA, but it doesn't have any numbers, right? So unfortunately, it's actually going to take away from them learning how to tell time.
Okay.
So keep it easy. Keep it simple. And then, you know, next is make it fun. Make it feel good. Learning does feel good. Learning is a very rewarding experience.
Yes.
But sometimes we unintentionally, you know, I told you it's time to tell the time. You know, we're going to talk about clocks. And the more
Or you're naughty, it's past your bedtime.
That's it. The more structure we give it, or the more correction around it, then the more that children are actually going to resist. So we want to make it feel good. We want the process of learning to be fun. And the fact that you're targeting something that she's already motivated by, she's already asking you questions about telling the time.
Yes.
So chances are good that it will already feel good. Just don't get in your own way.
Yes.
You know what I mean? You know what I mean? But then the final thing, so the fourth and final thing, is to make sure that it feels rewarding or satisfying for her.
Okay.
And one simple way to make learning feel satisfying is to brag about it. Brag about her in front of dad.
Yep.
You know, show daddy what you did today. Show daddy what you learned today.
Yes.
And the way that I remember this is, you know, when you're working out at the gym, you've been working so hard. You're working to lose weight. So what do you do when you start to see results? You take a selfie and you post it on Instagram.
Yes.
Right? Right? And that satisfaction of hearing the praise and that reinforcement, it actually increases the likeliness of you going back to the gym.
Right.
Of
Yes.
you sticking to that healthy, you know, whatever lifestyle.
Yes.
So it's the same thing with kids.
And I hear that actually when she does come back from school. She's so proud that she's learned something.
Yes.
And then, you know, if we get on board and we're excited, it kind of
Exactly.
motivates her, you know, a lot more. So it
It's
makes
very
sense.
reinforcing. So when you combine those 4 things, you know, make it obvious.
Yes.
Keep it simple.
Yeah.
Make sure it feels good.
Yes.
And then make sure that it's satisfying by giving some kind of opportunity for her to brag about it. Even bragging in earshot.
Yes.
Where she can hear you telling someone else.
Yes.
Very impactful.
That does work.
It's powerful. Those 4 things are everything you need.
And
for
in
learning
this
new
situation, hopefully, she'll know it's 7:30. That's where the clock's meant to be. It's bedtime. Oh, quick, we've got to go to bed.
Skills. She's going to be so efficient after this.
That's the plan.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Steph.
You're welcome.
That's a really practical way to approach it, and I'm
Yeah.
sure it's going to get results.
Yes.
Thank you.